you flew with Abhinandan recently. We'll have those images back on our screen. I'm very curious to know, what do fighter pilots talk about when they're flying?
No, it is like this, that I was supposed to do my clearance, I have to return my flying clothing. So all those things, that I said I have to come and fly one sortie before I have my uniform. So I decided that okay, I'll fly the sortie, and lucky for me, he had been medically cleared. So I told him, I said the two of us will go in a two-seater, and he's got all his categories back. So he sat in the rear and I sat in the front, and we did the sortie. And
and it also presented, I'm sure everyone sitting here will agree, such a fantastic image of the Indian Air Force, that you've got an officer who's down, and the Pakistanis are trying to unnerve him, and he's sipping and having chai. That is the swagger of an Indian Air Force job. That's just completely ultimate.
No, his behavior post his capture was exceptional. Let me start with that. If you see first of the few videos, he was blindfolded. He doesn't know. And all of us knew that Ahuja didn't come back. So in spite of all that, his demeanor and his posture and the candidness with which we were speaking speaks very highly of his soldierly abilities. Actually, basically, we are all soldiers first.
So what do you think of the Pak Air Chief Marshal? You are sitting in the front of a MiG-21. He's got an F-16. F-16s are easier to fly. He's doing a joyride.
I don't know. I will not comment on that, because that is his prerogative, what he wants to do. I don't know which aircraft is he qualified on, why he was. Maybe if I was flying a Su-30, I also would have been in the rear cockpit.
No, but he's an F-16 pilot.
If he's, I don't know. See, it is not that. It is, see, aircraft flies.
Being modest.
No, aircraft flies based on laws of physics. Let's be very frank about it. Aircraft does not know whether it is a male, female, flying officer or air chief marshal inside. Okay. So when you want to fly an aircraft, you have to devote a lot of time. You have to go through your checks, procedures, emergency. You have to go through a simulator, and somebody has to clear you. Some qualified pilot clears you. I always fly a two-seater when somebody clears me, and then only I fly solo. It is not that I am the chief, so I'll go and fly. No, it's not like. So you have to devote a lot of time. You got to have time if you decide to fly. And if you don't have the time, then I think you can only fly in the rear cockpit.
Two things happened at that time. An Indian strike package went in, we took out terror targets in Balakot, and then there was a counter attack from Pakistan, in which India has been consistently saying an F-16 went down. But so far there's been no evidence. That Dusra pilot that Ghafoor speaks about, what do you think happened to that Dusra pilot?
You see, the evidence, unfortunately, the aircraft that Abhinandan's aircraft did not come back. Normally what happens is we get the film and we get the kill. Like you saw all the Boira and the 71 war, all the kills that were there, we had gun camera films. These days it is a beyond visual range combat. So you don't have gun camera films, but you have got films of the multifunction displays. You have got the flight data recorder which says that okay, when do you press the trigger and things like that. Unfortunately, those things didn't come back to us. But to substantiate our case, one was of course which we presented to the press of the radar picture and track vanishing around the same time when Abhinandan was very close to it. And the second was of course that Indian troops have seen in two different places, two different aircraft coming.
But what do you think about the ethos of an Air Force which has a pilot going down and doesn't have the courage to accept that a man went down? That's almost like treating a soldier like a spy.
No, I don't look at it in isolation. Don't look at it like that. What happened in Kargil? Did they acknowledge after Kargil that it was their soldiers? Did they come and after first? Did they come and take the bodies? Who buried the bodies? The Indian Army with full religious rituals. They buried the bodies on the site. After so many years, the president writes a book and said, "No, it was my plan." So next question he needs to answer is, why did you disown your own people? So it has nothing to do with what Pakistan Air Force has done or the Pakistan Army has done. I think it is there in their culture. They always disown.
But how do they so successfully make a body disappear? In India, we can't do anything of the kind. If a plane goes down, if a pilot is dead, there's a family.
We have a far more vibrant press. You chaps grill us too much. And not only that, we are a democracy. We have an audit process. In our case, you can't hide missing aircraft cannot be hidden. We can't do all that.
And you are 170% certain that there is somewhere in Pakistan a grieving family where the boy went down and the country hasn't even acknowledged the death of that son.
I don't know where is the guy and what is it, because I don't have that evidence. Unfortunately, I don't have the evidence on that. But yes, we are 100% sure that another aircraft went down in that sector. And the only our aircraft in that sector was Abhinandan.